Coming to you from the city of Philadelphia, LRTN presents How's My People? Your favorite spot for Liberian news. With your co-hosts, McGarris Jackson, Daryl Kennedy, Quinita Dunbar, and Fuchsia Shade.
How's my people doing?
We're doing all right.
Welcome back to another episode of How's My People with your co-host, Fuchsia Shade.
Daryl Kennedy.
And you know the vibes with your boy McGarris Jackson.
All right, guys. As you can see, Quinita Dunbar is not here with us. She's still away at college, although we try to get her here virtually. Is still on the way, but don't be sad, guys, because she will be with us as soon as we can. But for now, enjoy the show with the three of us.
Hey, she got to get that paper, so
okay.
We support you, girl.
We support you, and we miss you here at House.
We miss you.
All right.
All right, guys. I know we're all sad about Juanita not being here this week, but there is some good news. Like I told you guys, I was going to keep you updated on those stimulus package. Well, the Senate has finally passed the COVID relief bill. This will include $1,400 for your stimulus package, and it also includes millions of dollars for schools and vaccines. Now, I know a lot of us have, siblings or kids or family members, whomever. We know kids who are just sitting at home right now. We know people who need COVID relief vaccines. We know people who have died from COVID. So how do you guys feel about all this money that was potentially might be getting into our bank accounts and in our economy soon once they pass this plan, I mean.
I'm pleading all fifths on this one. Psych, no. I'm for the people. I hope I'm allowed to speak for the people. I'm very grateful for the 1,400. It's been going on a year now. Like literally next week would be a full year that COVID has hit. So to actually see stuff start to come into fruition, like especially bills being passed and us getting these stimulus packages and things of that nature, it's beautiful to see. I mean, granted, maybe that's just me having a little greedy, extra.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? We gotta be grateful for what we're getting. So you know what I mean? We could still be in a part of the pandemic where we weren't receiving anything.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So shout outs to the house. Okay.
Honestly think that we should be getting more money. However, some of us are getting more money. If you had a baby, you get shot. Yeah. Honestly, I wish I would have started burning soon. Because the people with children, especially you Liberian people, I guess 6, 7, y'all eating good.
Yes.
So no reason why your child shouldn't be done. No reason why that shoe shouldn't be correct. And that uniform now, but.
Thank you.
All right. Can I small money Donald Trump, then Joe Biden again? I can come and eat $1,000 for all the children.
Yeah.
Then during the COVID, they getting food stamp.
Yeah.
All the children getting $500. I know. Some of y'all eating good to see y'all wearing Versace. Good thing that LEA not happening. Right. Y'all will not stomp to LEA. I'll take care of your children this year. But honestly, I'm happy. Hey, 14. Some people getting 2,000. Hey, money is money. Period. I do think, I hope that people are using their money wisely, making sure they're taking care of what they need to take care of and using it for what the money is actually, supposed to be used for. Yeah. And as far as the vaccine, I'm still a little skeptical about that because it's new, don't really know, hasn't been tested that much. And I've seen a lot of not too many pros and more cons, with the vaccine. So I don't know, to each his own with the vaccine. I don't think it's been studied enough, but that's just my opinion on it.
It's fair.
I mean, most of my family members or most of the women in my family has taken the vaccine. Oh. And that's because they're healthcare professionals. So they're required to take it, as well as one of my cousins who is a med student. He also was required to take it. Mm-hmm. And they've taken it, and there's not that many cons in regards to taking the vaccine. There's a lot of pros to taking a vaccine. Okay. You're vaccinated. That should be the only pro there is. But to each his own, like you said, what I mean? Some people are against conspiracy theories. But if you guys want us to go back to some sort of normalcy, it would be best. I know I sound like I'm endorsing the vaccine, but if my mom can take it and my aunts can take it and my elders can take it in the family and nothing happened to them, I'm vouching that, hey, I'm gonna get the vaccine also. So
yeah, I also think like you're someone who knows your immune system is not strong and you're quick to get sick, especially around like flu season and around like spring is coming up, allergy season.
Yes.
You should consider taking the vaccine. However, if you get strong conga skin like me and nothing can shake you, please continue living your life and don't get excited something you know about.
Right. So we're definitely going to be keeping out more for those stimulus packages. And I'm going to be letting you know what's going on with the schools closing and opening. Like I know Philadelphia is going to be opening their schools in the near future, very near future. So those of you parents who are like, oh my God, I can't wait for these damn kids to get out of my house, don't worry, your relief is coming, okay? So next news is we're still back on the House floors. Now the House has actually passed the George Floyd Act. This is an act basically against police brutality. So this act actually it takes away the chokeholds as a legal way of restraining people. It's also amending the qualified immunity that cops have. So you know how like cops are allowed. I shouldn't say allowed, but you know how cops have been caught on video camera shooting unarmed black men and getting away with it time after time after time again. I mean, like George Floyd, if you guys don't know who he is, was a black man from Chicago who was put in a chokehold, who had the knee of an officer put on the back of his head. There's so many of these instances that happen. Put on the back of his head, he could not breathe and ended up dying. Now, you would think that somebody would get put in jail for this, or at the very least fired from their job when their job was to serve and protect. That did not happen. On Eric Garner, Tamika Brown, like all these names that we chant, we march in the street for, and nothing happens time and time again. Well, it seems like time is changing, and we're going to have some actual results and actual punishments from this George Floyd Act. So what do you guys think about this?
I think it's a great stepping stone.
Yeah.
Some change has to start from somewhere, no matter how big, no matter how small. It has to start from there. But you know me, I'm very like a logistics type of guy.
Okay.
So, when it comes to certain things, I kind of speak maybe too forwardly, but I would also like to see something being put in there about the evaluations of cops when it comes to hiring these police officers.
Yeah.
One, to make sure that they are real life, they're not racist, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that they're actually going to take their job, and that when you take that oath to serve the people, that you're doing just that. You're not doing it just for a paycheck.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I know they have like a lot of these psych evals for people who come, not people, for the police officers who apply. But I'm like, how do y'all get all these crazies who, still come in every other, Tuesday? So I think, that's definitely something. I don't know if it's already a part of it, but if it's not, they definitely need to add that into it. And yeah, like, and we got to get rid of the. I mean, like, come on, you shoot an unarmed black man, get fired. Like, nowhere else. I can't work at Starbucks and shoot somebody in a coffee shop or spill coffee on them and not get fired. I can't. You know what I mean? I can't miss an order at any normal job and not get fired. But you can kill somebody and just have a paid vacation and come back. I don't think that's cool.
We spoke about this a couple of weeks ago, saying how, like, with Joe Biden being the president, he has to really do what he says he's going to do when he was running for presidency, because this generation of young people, young black people, are not sitting back and letting things just slide anymore.
Right.
As you guys can see, during the pandemic, we had a bunch of riots take place, looting, and these are all, they were fighting fire with fire pretty much. And just so that we don't lose money as a country, the best thing for him to do is to honestly do what he says he's going to do. And it's great to see him actually doing that. Mm-hmm. And seeing this law being passed, it is a stepping stone. And it just makes me feel a little bit more secure about the future. Like, hey, cops are going to think twice now before they do something. And, like you did say, I really do hope that they have better protocols when they're actually hiring a cop and going to the police academy. I feel like they should go to school for 4 years. They should train. They should know more about people's religions, because some people's religions, believe it or not, don't even allow them to wear handcuffs. Like, there's a lot of religions that, like, prevents you from doing certain things that is a normal thing in this country. And then for a country that, like, stands on, you know, freedom of speech and letting everyone practice their own religion, these are laws that the police should really take into consideration, because you never know who you're messing with, and you don't want to offend anyone. You always want to look like, what do you say, protect and serve.
Yeah.
You want to protect the citizens, and you want to serve them. So,
Right.
yeah.
Before you guys go on, one last thing I would like to add is I'm urging everyone in the communities as well. We need to diversify the police.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Force. We have to diversify the police force. I understand that we have this notation of ain't nobody wants to be a cop. Who wants to be a cop? You know what I mean? But it starts from us. You know what I mean? Like, the more diverse, the more, you know, different ethnicities that we're getting in these different sectors, the more that we will see change come about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So definitely, especially if you have the passion for serving the people, and you're brolic, because he's not brolic, but I mean, if you have the muscle, you have the strength, the mental capability to do so, I would definitely say go out and definitely join the police force. Like,
To your points, guys. So what you were saying just now about education we should do. Like you said 4 years. I thought that was very interesting. Now this is when you said logistics. That's what I was thinking. Now we would have to retrain all these officers, because first of all, the people who do come into these police academy roles, or go to police school and become officers or whatever. I think that should be their main focus, to be educating the people on not chokeholds and different fighting tactics, and shooting. We all know how to point and pull a trigger.
Right.
Obviously you should have some skill when it comes to that, but it's not where you should be focusing. It should be relations with people. So I think that's what we need to take the step back. And when we were talking about, when McGarry was talking about diversification, we also have to accept those people in our communities who are police officers. A lot of the times what happens is someone becomes a police officer and their own people ostracize them, right?
That's true.
And then they kind of have to get in these little police cliques and gangs, because no one else wants to be around them. So when we do see people coming into these different roles, accept them, be around them, let them know that we still got your back, because it could be hard for them. Like you go into a situation where everyone already knows everyone, everyone's brother is a cop, or that's kind of the role they already have there. You know what I mean? So you got to kind of make your way in, but with them, because now they're seeing you as an outsider, and so does your own people who you grew up with. So definitely, guys, just be better people all around.
Yeah.
Cops, be better people. We wouldn't need this. It's been 400 plus years since we went from slavery to Jim Crow, and now we have to have police officers still beating on us and shooting us while we're marching peacefully and all this stuff.
Right.
Finally, there's change. Finally, it is enacted on paper in law. So I hope that we uphold this and we continue forward. All right, so moving forward, let's go back to Africa, okay?
All right.
So Mr. P. Costa, Henry P. Costa, if you guys don't know who he is a popular social media personality who does a lot of political talk show type, So he has been sued by Mr. Bill Twaway for defamation of character. Now, on Mr. P. Costa's show, he was alleging that Mr. Bill Twaway had Mr. Yenswa murdered because they were... Okay, so this is the backstory real quick. They were... Mr. Henry P. Costa allegedly said on his show that Bill Twaway and Mr. Yenswa, I'm so sorry for pronouncing any... I'm American, Liberian, my own series, it's too much. So... Mr. Yenswa was the head audit agent for the Internal Revenue Service, basically in Liberia, is the equivalent of it. And him and Mr. Twaway were friends. Mr. Twaway is the manager of the port authorities of Liberia. Yeah. So the T here is that Mr. Twaway was actually audited by Mr. Yenswa, and because they were friends, and because Bill Twaway allegedly has keys to Mr. Yenswa's place, and he was audited by Mr. Yenswa, who is the the head audit needs. Allegedly, our sources say. Now, this is crazy, but what I find even more crazy, well, okay, actually no, this is not too crazy because, okay, where is the line? Where is the line between freedom of speech and just G's and defamation of character? Where are those lines? Where do they blur? Because this man. We'll get into the rest of it, but like, what do you guys think about where does the line blur between those three?
Okay, so like, that's a whole case right there.
Yeah.
That's a case right there. So when you're speaking on that case, that fine line, it would be using the words such as allege or there are allegations. Right. That would be the fine line. Now, defamation of character, it means that like you're going after that person's character. You're not only speaking on the case, but you spoke on the person's character itself.
Right. So let me pause you right there. Keep that thought, McGarris. Let me just give you guys, for those of you at home who don't know what defamation of character might mean. It kind of defamation of character here in America. I don't know about out here. I'm sorry. I'm being disrespectful. I'm being frisky. So defamation of character basically means that you said something or wrote something that is defamatory, which means it negatively impacts someone either personally or financially.
Yes.
And now like they have this whole woe is me, whatever.
Like saying someone killed someone.
Someone killed someone, or you can't say someone's sleeping with the other one Pookie. I know she's sleeping with what's her name, man. You know what I mean? What's her name? You can't be saying about no facts. That could be. Yeah. And Pookie might have a whole man and 2 kids, another one on the way, and you over here talking.
Just spread rumors like that.
Complete rumors with no basis of facts. So that's what defamation of character is. So this is what Mr. Bill Swaway is suing Mr. Henry P. Costa over. Just for a little background, guys. Okay, so McGarry, can you please continue?
Okay, so that would be the line of defamation of character. Now, in regards to like the whole suing thing, that's his job. That's Henry's job. You know what I mean? He is a personality, especially when it comes to Liberian people and being Liberian personalities. A lot of the time when they're speaking on things such as this, political affairs. You get what I'm saying? This is his job. Right. Now, to say that he defamated his character, it would be different if he was like, that guy is a murderer. We know he's a murderer. He's a sneaky guy. I would say then maybe that's where kind of that fine line might be crossed. But then again, that comes into media, because when we do have the freedom of speech, and especially when it comes to media, the person has the right to speak or voice their opinions. It's just that there has to be a fine line. You have to kind of make it be known that, hey, this is my opinion. Yeah. This is not a known fact. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is my opinion. This is what I believe. The allegations, or this is the alleged case that took place. Right.
I guess that's why he's suing him, because I don't think he said that. He didn't say, this is what I believe. This is just my opinion. I believe he said it like a statement, like he killed X, Y, and Z, and I know he did X, Y, and Z. That is messing with someone's character. That can ruin their livelihood, especially if they're like an important factor in society. You're kind of like taking their reputation, their character that they worked so hard over so many years to build up. You're just tearing it down by saying one little thing. Even though you are a TV personality, you have to be careful about what you say. Practice what you say, research what you say, make sure it's correct. Don't just, you want to carry yourself with some type of professionalism. Right. And just blurring things out like that is not the right way to go about it. Research, you want to make sure you know what you're saying before you just say anything, because now you're messing with this guy's life and he's about to sue you. And if I was the lawyer in that case, I would say, I
got to look, because I have to go frame by frame and see what you said. I'm playing.
No, but honestly, I don't think that he did any, hey, my personal opinion is, I feel like you just said,
we talk a lot here on the show. Yeah. And I like to make it a habit of, hey, this is what I think. Right. This is my personal belief, or this is my unpopular opinion. Right. And that's because, one, I know that I'm a very vocal person, and I don't think like everybody else. You know what I mean? But there's a fine line, especially when it comes to people's cases. Right. Anything that's said against that person, you know what I mean? That could be used against them. And hypothetically speaking, I don't really know too much about the whole case itself, but what happened if he wasn't the person that really,
Right.
Speaking out of turn because I don't know the whole logistics to the case. But what if he wasn't the person that committed that crime?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And now you have a personality, that is many of viewers, You get what I'm saying? And it's stating that, hey, we know that he did this, and that. That looks bad on that person's character.
Right. It takes so long for someone to build their character, build their name, and build their brand.
Yes.
And just a few words can just break that. Down. So you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely something that we would want to pursue and want to. If I was in that situation, if someone is accusing me of murder, that's my livelihood. I'm a public figure. You know what I mean? That's my family. You could put my life at risk. Some people might want retaliation now. Right. That's me and my family's life at risk now. So you better have your facts straight when you come to me. You know what I'm saying? Or else, I'm gonna come for you. So I understand what he's doing. He's coming back. You listen, Mr. P. Costa, you are a very talented man. We all respect you. We all love your show. But we do understand that you kind of, teeter on that line of, professionalism and entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you got to just dot your I's and cross your T's and make sure that you're doing the right thing. Or else, it can bite you in the butt like this. Mm-hmm. But the other T, this whole story, is Mr. P. Costa went on Facebook Live and raised himself $20,000.
20 what?
20,000 big smack.
Somebody call him so I can find out how.
How you do that one?
He did that.
Listen, that man went live. He brought
20 what?
20,000. Not Naira, so not Naira.
I'm gonna get his number and find out.
Dollars.
How did he do that?
Bruh, he Henry P. Costa. I want to know too. I want to know too. What you mean asking me for? Ask the man.
No, really, I need to find out because what?
Because $20,000.
Do y'all really want to know my opinion on that?
Yes, we would like to know.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What's your alleged opinion?
My Garris's unpopular opinion about the fundraising of $20,000 for Henry Costa. Y'all can sit down and raise $20,000 for a personality. Yet our country is still in poverty. Where is your priorities and what are you guys focusing on? Because I'm confused. But that's just his unpopular opinion.
Oh no, I'm
I don't think that's unpopular. I agree with that because there's a lot of things that money can go towards. Yes. And how many times do we see this a lot on social media. People always say, hey, my birthday's coming up. I'm donating this so money to this charity and that charity. And you'll see like one or two people like it. Yeah. You don't see that many people trying to donate and go for that. With donation, no amount of money is too small. Yeah. And y'all know how money is in like Africa and like the money from Africa and the one that we have here in the U.S. $20,000. You guys could help many people. For somebody talking on the internet and they just speaking out of terms, what they know. But there's children in Liberia who are starving.
Right.
There's developments that need to be taking place. There's children who don't have school fees to go to school. Right. And you guys literally raised $20,000 to help a man with a case. When it's my turn, y'all gonna raise more damn.
Right, when it's my turn, y'all double it, triple it, show. Like really. But
listen, guys. So if y'all want to put your money to good use, y'all can go on LRTN. What's the website?
www.lrtn-sdf.org. If you guys want to donate to somewhere, donate to this nonprofit organization.
We also help different organizations as well. We have charities that we look after, like. You'll see here on our channel, if you've been watching, we are partnering with other local charities and stuff like that, and we would like to do our part of good work with you. So, Mr. P. Costa, I know you want to protect your own freedom of speech, but bring that money over here too.
Right. And show how you did it.
We just spoke about you, so you got some type of view. Somebody's gonna look you up from this. So definitely take that $20,000 and think about LRTN and at least donate $5,000.
Yeah.
Hey, my man.
That's all I'm saying. www.lrtn-sdf.org. And our Cash App will be at the end of this episode. When I back my ass said, I'm gonna have $20,000 to you.
All right, guys, stay tuned, and we'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
How's my people doing? I hope y'all doing just fine. It's your boy T Sweet reporting live. I want y'all to check out something real cool, man. Every Sunday at 7 o'clock. It's crazy. It goes down. How's my people doing? It's a new show. It's tough, provocative, and entertaining. You don't want to miss it. Make sure you jump in and listen. And invite your friends, your cousin, your auntie, your mama, your stepchildren, and everybody. Make sure y'all tune in, man. It's all going down at LRTN TV, Liberia Radio and Television Network. Look, this is superb. And if you miss it, you miss out on your entire life. Be there. T-Sweet. Peace.
I'm Jerry K. Yabasinian, Director for Comfort for All Home Healthcare Agency and the proprietor for Tech One Solution. I run 2 small businesses located in the state of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia City. This morning I was opportune to visit one of our Liberian-owned and established entity in the city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, LRTN, and I was very impressed from what I saw. They have a very good setup, good network setup, and I think this is what we need as Liberians in the diaspora, where we can empower ourselves and help to empower our society, our community in which we live. The guys are organized and they have a very good setup. So I encourage all Liberians, individual businesses, social group, to support them. Call them whenever you have function going on. They are open up and available to cover all functions. It can be birthday parties, business meeting, interviews, political rallies, and they will give you the best service. Once again, I just want to tell all Liberians out there in the diasporas and back home to support the LRTN. The guys, they mean business, and I'm very, very, very impressed. Thank you.
And we're back with entertainment with your girl, Disha Shide. All right, guys, it's Women's History Month. You know, every day of the month is our month, but for this month especially, it's definitely our month. All right, guys, so we're highlighting Billie Holiday. She's an American singer. She does the style of jazz and swing. Her nickname is Lady Day by her head musician, who is also her best friend. Now, she's being highlighted today because she's a very influential person in women's history. Because not only did she inspire people through her music, she also inspired them by taking part in the civil rights movement. There are some conspiracy theories that said she had hand in the Black Panther movement and the Zulu tribe. So, hey, shout out to girls that's really doing their thing. Not only was she a phenomenal singer, she also had her hand in some really strong and influential and monumental movements. So, shout out to you, Billie Holiday, and we hoping that you rest in perfect power. Thank you, because you are the first hot girl. All right? And we just want to say thank you for all you did in the civil rights movement. And you're just a wonderful, wonderful woman. And this is why we're highlighting you right now.
And on the topic of Billie Holiday, I would just like to give a shout out to Andrea Day, who actually played Billie Holiday in the recent movie that just came out.
Yes,
who actually just won a Golden Globe for her role as Billie Holiday. So also shout out to Andrea Day for her great performance.
Yes, she honored her beautifully.
Yeah, Billie, you was out there, you know, saying things like girls. I mean, like, whew.
Back in those days.
You know what I'm saying? Girls could not even say the things you were saying. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You are OG for that one. You know what I mean? City girls ain't got nothing on you.
All right, so on to new things. We're talking about Coming to America 2. Now, guys, if you watch the first one, you know how funny, how hilarious, how great it was, and how much of a buzz it was for all people, not just, you know, African or an African American. So you know Coming to America 2 is the new hot talked about movie. Ever since COVID, we haven't really been able to go to movie theaters. So thankfully they're broadcasting it on, you know, other movie platforms like Amazon Prime, Apple TV, Hulu, and other, platforms.
Yeah.
But we're really excited about it. What do you guys think about Coming to America 2?
I actually had the honor of watching the movie.
Okay.
And oh my god.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
Not a spoiler, but honestly, I thought it was an amazing movie.
Yeah.
Only because I watched Coming to America and then I watched Coming to America 2. And yeah, without really trying to spoil the movie, you just have to watch because they gave like really, 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 really great references to the old movie that tied them both in together, which made it so beautifully like directed and played out. Seeing our generation of stars and artists in the movie now, like, you know what I mean? It was popping. Like, it was popping. It was like one of the best movies that I've seen thus far, like, in our generation.
Well, I have not gotten the chance to see the movie yet, but all I gotta say is about time. Like, where y'all been? Like, we've been waiting on
like
this sequel.
30 plus years.
Come on! Finally. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it too. I cannot wait. Eddie Murphy, I know you is hilarious. First time I watched that movie, me and my mom were crying. We were cracking up. Because, like, it's kind of funny to see your stereotype, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, so you gotta laugh at yourself a little bit. We all know, like, us African people aren't like how we see it in movies like that. Right. We do not talk like this. No. You know what I mean? But it's funny. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing those old jokes. You know what I mean? I gotta stop saying, you know what I mean. Also, I want to see those I want to see what's good, like what's going on with the royal family. This is like another, besides before Black Panther, you know what I'm saying? This was like the first time you saw Black royalty type,
Right.
Yes.
Eddie Murphy with the drip.
When he came out with the
it made you proud to be
roses.
African, you know what I'm saying? The roses, yeah.
I'm telling y'all, the drip that was in this movie.
Yeah.
Shout out to Puma.
Okay.
When I say the Puma brand did they thing for the Africans, they did that. Shout out to Puma.
All right. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
And just like Black Panther, how everyone was getting all dressed up and putting on their best African attire to go to the movie theaters, people were doing the same thing when the first Coming to America came out. Right. And from what I've been seeing from social media, like Hayes and social media rage, they're doing the same thing now. People are like, this is my Coming to America 2 outfit. They're showing their African pride again. I'm like, hey, okay. So we're bringing out the Africans. I like to rock my African style. You might see me post one or two things, before the movie airs out. You might see me post a little African attire and how I'm sitting in my living room eating my popcorn and watching Coming to America.
Now, where do you, is that on Netflix?
So from what I've been seeing is mostly Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime? Yeah. Listen, anybody want Amazon Prime and chill, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Y'all, I said this once and I'll say it again. Anybody looking for a hot guy taking on a date, Daryl is available, okay? Especially if you're trying to watch Coming to America 2 for free. You don't have to subscribe, you got the subscription.
Yeah, we'll use my first one, won't we try?
But yeah, so you were talking about how they talked about the different accents that they used when they were doing these African accents. Me personally, I've never heard those accents from any country in Africa, but we seem to always hear them on TV and shows and Broadway performances when they speak about Africa. Mm-hmm. So what is this lowering your voice and opening your mouth wide? If they think they're talking like Africans. And it's like a stereotype. And you have to think about it. How does that make today's African feel like for the younger generation? Like me personally, it makes me feel like I wish you would try harder. Mm-hmm. I wish you would try harder to learn more about the culture. Mm-hmm. I wish you would try harder to actually learn our accents, because when it's a British movie or when you see people from Britain doing American movies, they captivate our accents so well, and we captivate theirs so well. So why is it always like this? I'm gonna make a mockery of it when it's an African accent. Why not just find a country that you're going to base your storyline upon and really learn their accent and learn their words, because we also speak slang. We also have this mixture of English and like African slang. So why not mix ours together and really show our culture,
Do you know
other
what
than
the
just the
point-
clothes and fashion?
You know what I honestly think it is, though? I feel like for Africans, we cannot be duplicated. We cannot be imitated.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They try their best to do their best. You know
Right.
what I mean? So you know a real African when an African opens their mouth to speak, because
Right.
they'll not talk like this in the movie, but we'll talk so you can know. You know a real African from a real African.
Right.
But like, it's like we can't be duplicated, imitated, nor replaced. So with that being said, they're trying their best, you know what I mean? And that's all I can really say for it. I feel like we should take it as somewhat as homage, you know what I mean? For the simple fact that we are authentic. The way we speak,
Right.
there's an authenticity like
Yeah.
in our voice, in our accent, you know what I mean? Even to the point where you might not be from Liberia, but you know a Ghanaian accent from a Nigerian accent, from a Liberian accent, you know a South African accent.
Right.
But you get what I'm saying? It's hard for them to act. They would have to literally go in the country and spend years there, learn the people, learn how they talk, and that takes way too much time. So I guess that universal of talking like this, you know, is just universal. But
Yeah, I think that's definitely a part of the what you're saying about universal. Definitely a lot. That's another thing. They don't really base it off of one country. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So they're kind of like keeping a jumble. My own while I'm watching, I'm like, hey, they got this fool there trying to tell us, you know nothing. Move on, yeah. What you know? You know, that's what I'm saying. That's how I see it. And I kind of make fun of, you know what I mean? Like, ha ha ha, you trying. You gotta brush it off sometimes, you know what I'm saying? As long as they ain't saying no African booty scratcher, stupidness, then we cool, you know what I'm saying? But definitely would like some more real representation.
Right.
Definitely, there's a variety of us. Like we're saying, we have different accents. We don't all talk the same. We have different histories,
Right.
cultures, slangs, fashion. Definitely just pick a couple and try to like make your own. If you're gonna make a Wakanda or a different country or anything like that,
Right.
get some realistic accents. You know what I mean? Shoot, just
Right.
be real with
but
it.
I'm saying the costumes, when I say,
Don't spoil it, my man.
all I'm saying was the costumes was like, he was here for it. It gave him life. Like, real life, I love fashion. You
Right.
know what I mean? So, like, when it came to the inspiration, like, for how an American brand can really capture
Right. African style.
African styles, it was like, okay, at least y'all getting there small.
Yeah, so they've been getting the wave on the fashion front. You know what I'm saying?
Even the
Yeah.
music,
Yeah.
the soundtrack for Coming to America 2, it was like, yes, y'all did
Okay.
that.
So,
So-
just saying, we seeing the African wave. I'd rather.
So we had the fashion, we had the music. I think you can captivate those two things. You can captivate the accent properly. It's not that hard. I mean, I know when you're like, I'm trying to do like a down south accent for like a little podcast before, and I had to actually take a training class and learn from someone who actually grew up down south. It's not that hard to grab
What
one of
you
those.
mean when down
grab one
south
of
people
those-
they talk
So yeah,
like
put in
this
the
and
effort.
stuff?
Is what you're
Yeah,
trying
like
to say.
grab one of those
Right.
Nollywood actresses, those seasoned actresses, and have them come over and really teach you the broken English on how they talk and how they, you know, compose themselves. Like, it's really not that hard. I just feel like it's this thing that's been going on forever, and they just do this voice because I guess they're kind of mocking Africans. That's really what I feel.
I think they're just
mocking.
lazy.
They're mocking.
lazy. I
They're
think it's just
mocking
pure
because it is a
laziness.
comedy. Let's not forget that
There's
this
that too,
movie
yeah.
is
No,
a
because
comedy.
okay, look at Wakanda. I mean, Black Panther was not
A comedy. It was
but
not-
like the accents were a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up, like what?
I think they actually did really good with Black Panther.
Why you lying for?
No, honestly, I watch a lot.
Where?
They did a pretty good job. I'm not.
I disagree.
I'm not hating on the accent that they did in Wakanda. I actually felt like because they had Lupita in it, she's actually from Africa.
Yes.
I did hear a lot of realistic African,
Yeah.
accents coming into play.
Yeah, from the African artists.
From
You get what I'm
the
saying?
two African, you know what I
You
mean?
know
But
what I
the
mean?
rest was
But I feel like also
Yeah.
again, like I said before, there's an authenticity. I'm sorry.
authenticity.
Thank you. Sorry, I was getting a little tongue-tied, but
And the Liberian,
it comes to the point where like they would literally have to like indulge in the culture, and that takes time. So even if they would try to put on an accent, like a fake African accent, we would still kind of be like, move from here, but like not real.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's laziness.
Like regardless,
like you were saying, they learned
regardless,
them English accents
like regardless.
to a T. They listen. Listen, you need Liberian voice coach. I got you.
An English accent is not that hard, guys. A down south accent is not that hard.
It takes
all of that is not that
practice,
hard. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me personally. But you know,
Charlie.
Hey, I guess we can say shout out to them for trying your best to put the best African accent on that you can. Even though I know and we know you can also do better. Hey, they're putting us on the map, so I can't complain. Okay. I hope you guys all get to watch Coming to America too. And please let us know what you think about the movie down in the description and in the comments below. So without further ado, we're going to have Spotlights with Mr. McGarris Jackson.
Well, guys, for today's Spotlight, we have Bishop Christo C. Creighton of Destiny House of Prayers, Newark, New Jersey. So before we get into today's Spotlight, I actually had the opportunity to listen to Mr. Creighton on 2 separate occasions and get a word from him, and it was definitely powerful. So definitely just take a look at what he's doing.
I'm Bishop Christo Clovis Creighton. I'm the senior pastor of Destiny House of Prayer, Newark, and the presiding prelate of Destiny International Church Ministries. Well, I was ushered into ministry and got ordained 1998 in Monrovia, Liberia, where I pastored for over 20 years, and I migrated to the United States of America 2014. In the United States of America, because of my passion for God, I was pastoring a Liberian church in Newark. And after my tenure was over, the Lord led me to establish the Destiny International Church Ministries. I'm married to Lady Benetta Caroline Creighton, and we are blessed with 4 children. And I live in Levittown, PA, in the United States of America. We are impacting our community through counseling, through preaching. Right now, because of the pandemic, we are running an online ministry, of which we have services 2 times a day, 5 times a week. Well, my ministry is holistic. We have the evangelistic arm, we have the humanitarian arm. And these 2 arms are impacting the community. Now, we are impacting the community through prayers, through counseling, and through humanitarian services. Our church is a growing church, and we have Liberians, and we are contemplating on incorporating other nationals in our community. So, by the special grace of God, things are going on fine. The ministry is expanding. People are being blessed. We are meeting the needs of the homeless. We are contemplating having other programs to go to the prison and other great things that we are planning to do in the forthcoming year, most especially when the pandemic is over. Destiny International Church Ministry, of which I am the presiding prelate, will be hosting her first international convocation in Liberia in the month of March. And we will be going to Liberia for such an occasion. Destiny House of Prayer will be sending a delegation along with my wife, and we'll be arriving in Liberia the first week in March. Now, there are a series of activities that will be hosted in Liberia. From the 8th to the 13th, we'll be having a crusade in Jacobstown, Somalia Drive, Painesville, and the crusade is entitled Breaking Limitation Crusade, and the theme is Gathering the Scatter. And after that crusade, we'll be having our general conference, And at that general conference, we'll be having a seminar and we'll be having our business section. And on the 27th of March, we'll be having the official launch of Destiny International Church Ministries. We'll be having ordination, we'll be having lessoning program, and also I'll be having my affirmation service and to be received and welcome. Going back home to do ministry in Liberia, I think it's just welcoming that I'll be part of the elders in the land. So they'll be officially receiving my credentials to do ministry in Liberia.
And may the children of the Most High God say amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen.
So it's great to honestly hear that a bishop, he is a bishop, but I was about to say pastor, excuse me. But it's great to hear that he's actually taking the initiative to go out and visit prisons.
Yes.
Also to open up his congregation to people that are not of our nationality.
Right.
A lot of the times when it comes to African churches and stuff like that, we have the I don't want to say the ability, but sometimes we kind of just box ourselves in our community and preach to our people. I feel like the more that we open up and allow people to engage in our community and engage in how we worship God, I feel like people will have a better understanding of who we are as a nation.
Yeah.
So it's great to see that he wants to actually open up his congregation and have other people of other nationalities join his congregation.
Yeah, I think he's doing an amazing job just preaching to people. He talks about how his church is just growing and everything that he's doing back in Africa. It's just very wonderful. And it's good to see, a strong bishop and a strong Liberian man standing up and just doing a wonderful thing in his community.
Right. Practice what you preach and let your footsteps teach. So thank you so much for being out in the front fields, doing what you got to do to represent your church, your community, your country. So, we applaud you for not only your work back home, but here too.
Yeah.
And that's it for today's Spotlight with Bishop Christo C. Creighton of Destiny House of Prayers in Newark, New Jersey. Definitely, if you are in the Newark area, please take the opportunity to go and visit the church. And we'll be right back after this commercial break. But please stay tuned because it's coming back to your boo, Mr. Taboo. I do, actually.
Costa, Liberia Radio Talk Show host and political commentator. As a fellow Liberia Radio and Television Network, amazing guys here in the U.S. to do great stuff. You can also promote your goods and services, your businesses with them. Thank you very much. Click and follow LRTN.
And welcome back to How's My People. This is episode 8, and this just so happened to be fate that we, your cast of How's My People, can put a smile on your face. So grab a glass of wine and drink and watch with your favorite mate. Okay, guys. So for today's taboo topic, this one is going to be a little touchy.
Okay.
Every culture has traditions and habits that are passed down from generation to generations. But for today's taboo topic, we are here to dispel those bad habits that we have in our culture. So for today's taboo topic, or the name of today's taboo topic is called Stop That Nonsense. Okay? So my castmates and I have cards in our hand, and on the cards we have written out 3 things that we believe should be changed in our culture. Although we definitely love our culture, there are certain things that we would like to tweak a little bit or kind of shine a light on, maybe that people don't see, that is somewhat kind of, I don't know the word, but I don't want to say something too vulgar, so I'm just going to leave that statement alone. But let's just get right into it. Okay, guys?
Yep.
So who goes first?
I'll go first. Okay, so we definitely need to stop talking mad loud on the phone while it's on speaker while we're in public. Listen, people, the whole world don't want to hear your conversation. I don't care if we're talking in our Liberian accents that they cannot get right in coming to America too, but you will still need to keep it all quiet and take that phone off speaker. Like, what is up with y'all?
Oh my gosh.
Is that not annoying?
That is so annoying.
And then they pick up the phone just to say, hold on, let me put you on speaker.
Right, like
you can hear them already.
We don't need to hear your intimate conversation about who laughing with who in the middle of Walmart. All right, bruh. No. All right.
I definitely agree with that.
Right.
Fuchsia, it's your turn.
Okay, so comparing your kids to other people's kids that you do not know. And come to find out, those kids are even worse than your kids. Okay? We don't need you comparing. African parents always do that. You always want to compare your kid to someone else's kid. You don't know. That person's only going to speak highly of their kid while you're talking down to your kid. Their kid's over there smoking a joint, they in the club every night. They're giving their parents wahala too. But you don't know that because they talk good about their kids and you think that your kid is bad. But honestly, the only problem you have with your kid is that they don't wash the dishes. When their kids are out there in the streets. Okay, be grateful for what you have, whatever it is that God gave you.
Yeah,
okay?
seriously, I think we definitely need to put it into perspective. Like, listen, we all know we all know you want us, your kids, to be the best that we can be. But understand we're human. Like, come on, guys. One, be grateful for the kids that you do have. You never know, like, what's gonna happen in the future. That's for one. Two. You don't, like you said, you don't know what the other kids are doing. You know your kid. We all know you want the best for your children, but you have to work with them too. It's a process. Like you say, you don't know your kids out here in the street doing this, that, and the other, selling drugs.
Right.
Living with, doing all this other crazy stuff I don't even want to get into because, this is not the Whitney Williams show. So,
okay.
All right,
How you doing?
Yeah, but, you definitely give your own kids some respect and some... Give them their dues, you know what I mean? Like, you have to understand that they're human. They're going to make mistakes, and you got to just roll with the punches sometimes and just be there to guide them, especially the older they get.
I definitely understand where Fuchsia's coming from in regards to comparing your kids. I think when it comes to Liberian people, they just want their kids. They want the best for their kids. So sometimes, that saying, what happens in the dark always comes to light. They don't really know a person, or they really just hear good things of the person child because they see the surface, but they don't really know what happens behind closed doors. But sometimes using that comparison is sometimes used to encourage the kid, like, hey, if that kid can do it, baby, you can do it too.
That's how you should say it.
So sometimes it's not like in that negative aspect.
Yeah. But it can be really detrimental. Like, that could be really detrimental to your child's growth. You know what I mean? Don't be putting your kid down because you see somebody out. It's a perception.
You see their outside.
You see the.
Are you guys ready for mine?
Know what's inside.
We're ready.
Sorry, Miguel. Go ahead.
It's okay. So posting videos cursing people out on Facebook. Okay, so here's my thing. It's one thing to get on social media and air out your business. Okay, that's not cool. I'm not saying that's cool, but that's one thing. Let alone the spelling and the grammatical errors. That's so annoying. But to now get on your live and have people watch your news feed and you're just talking so disgusting about other people, you must have free time on your hands. Like,
you must not have class.
A lot of free time on your hand to sit down online, get online and want to discuss somebody else. Like, why don't you could go talk to your friend privately about that. The whole world don't need to see a video of you discussing somebody else, cursing the person out. How does that make you look on social media? You're thinking that, you're embarrassing that person. In all actuality, you're only embarrassing yourself. Daryl, your second card?
Wait, I had something to say about that.
Yeah, seriously. I'm like, come on.
I'm so sorry. Y'all give it. I'm sorry.
At the end of the day, if you guys are friends or family, at the end of the day, you knew this person. They trusted you with these secrets, and they valued you. Now you're making your own value go down by going on social media to publicly try to embarrass them. Is it that big of a deal? What happened to whatever you tell me? I'm going to stay with that and take it to the grave. You're really going to go on social media an internet platform where you cannot. Anything you put on the internet, you can't get it back. Like,
but sometimes the people who are really out there posting videos about people, they're not even like really giving like 100% hardcore facts.
Right.
They're just trying to do anything in their power to embarrass people. They will cuss the person man, they will cuss the person inside, they will cuss the person
really, you're
outside.
just embarrassing yourself.
Like, come on, man.
Honestly, the day someone tried that frisking us with me, yeah,
I think that's just a lack of class. You know what I'm saying? That goes into my next.
Go ahead.
Perfectly, actually, it's perfect transition. So over exaggerating or only telling one side of a story that makes yourself look good and the other person look bad.
Yes.
Listen, we all get into arguments, right? I love people who could be like, listen, I did this one, I didn't, but this one happened because I ate the soup, and so they got mad at me, and so they called me the you bitch, and I said no, you the bitch. Beach. I'm talking about the bleach. The
like
beach.
Beach.
Like water and sand, okay?
Beach.
What y'all thought? What y'all thought I said?
They put in
friskiness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But no, all seriousness, it's really not, you lose your own credibility, as McGarris was saying, when you do stuff like this, when you only tell one side of the story, because it's the 21st century. We all got cell phones. We can all just pick up the phone and call, text somebody and get the other side of the story. But what you're doing is you're causing more confusion.
Right.
You're losing your credibility, and you're just making the situation worse. I think we have to get in the habit of laying things as it is. We need to tell the truth, as the full truth, the whole truth. And if you feel so strongly that you're right, you have no reason to lie. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yep.
So you might as well just tell the truth, let it out, and let whomever you're talking to be the judge, because that's what you went there for, right? For them to be the judge of your situation. Let them be the judge, or let them be your comforter, or whatever. But don't be spoiling somebody else's good name before you get a defamation suit, just like Mr. Henry P. Costa. Okay? All I'm saying.
Or they're always the one who's like crying wolf on the phone to everybody. Like they did. But what did you do to make that person react that type of way? And if you're the person that's in the right, I promise you, staying silent and turning the other cheek is always the best way to go, because you save yourself the embarrassment and you hold your character.
Not true. Sometimes staying too silent can give people the permission to
disrespect you.
He's stupid.
Just stay silent, turn the other cheek. Let them talk.
No. Let them expose themselves, and then pull your own when they finish. Let them run them off.
My co-host has said what they already had to say in regards to that comment, so I'm gonna let Fuchsia go on with her next card.
All right. So hiding the fact that you're Liberian and coming with an older age and acting like you're small. Now, I've seen a lot of this take place. Not to throw shade, but whoop, I'm throwing it. A lot of you guys, always want to act like you're not Liberian. Y'all want to be Caribbean, you want to be Haitian, you want to be Jamaican, you want to be Indian. Yeah. Some of y'all, God gave you a little bit brightness, so now y'all German, you're Italian, you're everything but what you are. But then we get it at Liberian accent in your tongue, then you say you're from Jamaica. No, you're not, sweetheart. And if you know you are a little bit older than what you say you are, at your age. Don't sit around and play baby games with babies when you know you're not a baby. I'm just saying.
Let me just give it like this, right? When I was younger, I used to hide the fact that I was African for the longest time. When I was younger, I had to have been in grade school, and that was only because I was made fun of. And they used to make fun of my grandmother for wearing a lapa because my grandmother never wore pants. So a lot of the times, I would hide the fact. I wouldn't, because I speak so eloquently. A lot of the times people wouldn't even second guess the fact that I'm American. They would just automatically think that I'm American. So I just wouldn't put it to the forefront that, hey, I'm Liberian. You get what I'm saying? To love me is to really get to know me. You know what I mean? But then it comes to those who, like you said, the accent in their more so strong, but me, I'm from Barbados. Here's what I have to say. We'll revoke your Liberian card.
It's snatched away.
Come on. Have some pride and have some dignity in your country. You know what I mean? And the age thing, please don't let me even get started with the whole age thing. he's not here for it.
The whole Asian, I don't know nothing about. But definitely the hiding Liberian thing, yeah, that was. I mean, like, I personally was always very kind of proud of being different. You know what I mean? From other
yeah,
and I was like,
same.
yeah, you know, I'm African. People will always be like, what? You're African, but you don't look like you're starving in Africa with no shoes. Like, what are you talking? You know what I mean? I kind of like being able to be like, listen, I'm African and I look different. You know what I mean? And I don't have to fit into that stereotypical box. So I was like, clean it. You know what I mean? You could be light skinned, you could be whatever, you could have locks, you could do whatever, but it just show that you're a different type of where you come from.
You're just a different type, and that's okay.
Because our parents raised us very well.
Right, and as for faking the accents, I just can't. I never understood that. Like, people would do everything they can just to pretend there's something that you're not, and then it's like, oh well. They always want to try to fit in. Now y'all want to fit in with the Liberians because y'all see we're trending and we're all proud and we're all happy.
No, I'm sorry.
We're celebrating. It's too late.
You can't sit with us.
Can't sit.
My next card, this is one that goes out to all the Bible throwers. And it's using the Bible to condemn others, but then also using the Bible to justify your ill manners or your ill-respective views or your outdated views. And by that I mean children will not disrespect their parents because it say it in the Bible, but you forgot that the next line also say fathers, they should not provoke their children to anger. The Bible says, judge not unless ye be judged, but they will be the first ones to want to judge the next man. When it comes to people drinking and doing all types of different things, fornicating, a lot of the times it happens. A lot of our parents were not married before they had us. Let's talk true tea. A lot of our parents are still not legally marriage-wise. But I mean, when it comes to raising their children, it's against the Bible. It's against the Bible for y'all to be, sleeping together, or for men to live with women in a house and not be married. But honey, you guys been living together for 17 years and there's no ring on your finger. But I'm gonna swallow that.
I think you said enough. I don't got nothing else to say. Let me see.
Oh no, I got something to say. Listen. Let's put all this fakeness aside. You can be spiritual, you can be religious, you can be whatever you want to be, but walk it like you talk it.
Period.
I am so tired. If you want to be a holier than thou, then be holier than thou. You cannot be telling me I can't do X, Y, and Z when you already ran through the alphabet. No, that's not cool.
Ooh, that was
2 times, like for real, like no. Yeah, but for real though, like
I just had
walk it like you talk it. That's all I gotta say. I will leave it there because and leave God out of it.
Period.
Yeah.
People have started wars. People have enslaved other people. People have marginalized, killed, done the worst things in God's name. You cannot do evil and say God and then think it's good. No. That right there is blasphemy. Please don't.
She was not gonna say anything, but I just have to say this. Just because someone has 3, 4, 5, 6 ear piercings, their hair is green, one minute their hair is blue, just because they may smoke a little joint here and there, doesn't mean that they are not spiritual and they don't go to church. Do not judge a book by its cover. Do your part in praising the Lord, praying for others, and loving everyone, just as God loves us and forgives us. And I think that's about sums that question up.
0, next card.
Okay, so we kind of touched on this a couple of times, but my thing is over punishing kids.
Yes.
Listen. Mira. Okay? Escúchame. Let me speak different song for y'all. Y'all can't be over here. If Johnny steals a cookie from the cookie jar, Johnny's left hand should not be chopped off, okay? Like, let's make the punishment reasonable, okay? You can't, bruh.
Right.
If God judged us like y'all judge your children, we would have been extinct with the dinosaurs. Like, we would have been done. Seriously, have some forgiveness, have some grace, and have some understanding and perspective of your children. You guys can't be beating your children for every small thing.
Right.
Understand where they're coming from. try to, if you don't know the answers, ask somebody who might. You know what I mean? Try to understand your child. Try to find, I'm not saying let your child walk over you and do whatever they want. Of course, actions have consequences.
Right.
But make sure those consequences are within the realm of what, you know what I mean? Let it be equivalent to what they did.
Right.
You can't be going to 10 when your kid was at 2. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
be fair.
And I always see, like, sometimes when girls or sometimes boys act up in school, they cut their hair off. That's the worst one for me. Well, not the worst, but one of the worst ones. Why do you have to cut their hair off? You know what your hair means? Like, that's like your identity. So you're like, you're already breaking your child apart before they even get a chance to know who they are and build themselves up. Like, why do people cut their children's hair?
Oh, I think you just answered. I think sometimes they like to break their children down so they can be like, okay, no one break you down. I already broke. You know what I mean? Like, they like to do that.
Or like, I made you so I can do whatever I want with you. And that's not fair.
Yeah.
I think it goes back to, like, understand that you gave birth to this child and I know you want to raise them in the right way, but they're going to take their own paths. Like ripping and pulling and shaving their head and sending them to school the next day in this day and age is just unacceptable. And that's child abuse, if you ask me.
Coming from what Fuchsia just said, for me there's a fine line between disciplining your child and abusing your child. Now, we come from a culture where beating your child is acceptable because, yes, we were raised on it. I'm not saying that you cannot beat a child.
Right.
You born your child. Your child look at you and cuss you in the face. You have right to take the cuss right in the child mouth. Period.
I'll stop it for you.
No, real rap. Because when I have my kids, I'm going to discipline my kids the same way in which I was disciplined. Granted, my parents never abused me, but they disciplined me to the point where I know that, hey, I'm afraid to do X, Y, and Z because when it comes to Z, the belt is waiting for me. Right. And that's a discipline. That discipline me. That kind of keeps me in somewhat of a realm of where I can and cannot touch. You get what I'm saying? But there is a fine line between abusing and then disciplining. And then also, when you overly abuse your child, that leads to that child creating or curating a mental trauma in that child. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
anything can be trauma, though. Even just the smallest thing, like
But you know, they also think that now because they are getting abused at home, that they can now go out and abuse other people
because it's a normal thing.
Because it's a normal thing.
Because a lot of times they say, "I did this to you because I love you. I'm doing this to you because I love you." So now they're like putting those two together, like love and abuse are now going hand in hand. This is how we have men that abuse women and some women that abuse men.
Yeah.
That's very, very true. So definitely there's a fine line. Again, there's a fine line between abusing your child and disciplining your child. Again, fine line of abuse. Okay? Of abuse and discipline. Fuchsia, your next card.
My next card says, taking your child's tax money and not using it to invest in their dreams. Okay, the government does not give you this money as a woohoo for giving birth to a child. This money is their money, okay, that the government is giving it to you because you are the guardian and the parent. Now, it takes little to nothing to put your child in one thing that they love to do. You might see that it might actually help them to behave in school, to do some more chores around the house, to be a little bit more helpful, and learn about how to learn about leadership skills, and teamwork. It doesn't take nothing. Most of these classes and these activities are free. The ones that are not free, you just have to pay like $50 a month, and that's nothing compared to the 1,000 plus or 2,000 plus that you're getting for that child. All the money doesn't need to be sent back home to Africa so they can just eat it and beg for some more. And all the money does not need to be used for you and your own self, okay? Get back to your kids. I mean, they are the reason that you're getting that money in the first place.
To be quite honest, I kind of agree with you with that. One, because the way how, especially in African culture, we pride ourselves on education and higher education, especially after secondary school. With that being said, college is very expensive. This is coming from a college graduate.
Right.
Who also has siblings that also graduated from college or are in the process of graduating from college. That thing is very, very expensive. So take this as advice. That tax money that you would go spend on buying a new car that you really don't need.
Right.
Take that money and start your child's college fund, because later on down the line, you're gonna wish that you actually save some of that income tax money to invest in your child's education. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Now, definitely don't be a bitter baby mama like we talked about last week. You know what I'm saying? But definitely invest in your child. Listen, even if you don't want to send your child to college, because college is hella expensive, you know what I mean? Take that child and let him learn a skill. Take that money, save it, and be like, listen, when you're ready, I'll invest in, we'll come up with a plan, we'll invest in that business. Do something creative.
Yes.
Come on, guys, it's 2021. You don't got no excuse. We can learn basically anything online. We can do whatever. We have the resources, we have the technology, we have the know-how.
Okay, and this is for my last card. Adults not respecting children based off the fact that they are adults. This one has to be a hard pill for you guys to swallow. And this, I say, it's going to be a very hard pill. Yes, I do believe in a child respecting an adult. Of course. What do you mean that you're going to disrespect an adult? But with that being said, especially in African cultures, parents need to understand that even a dog deserves respect. Yep. We understand that you gave birth to us. We understand that, we are younger. That you guys have been through life. That you guys have experienced some things that we may not even know about yet. We understand that. But we are also coming up in a generation where things are ever so changing. And we know more about what's going on, especially in this country, than you guys do. You guys know what I'm saying? There's a difference between having the actual knowledge of what's going on and then the perception of we think we know what's happening. No, we know what's really going on. So give that child that respect. Even if it's enough respect to voice their opinion, voice their emotions to you. That's a respect. You know what I mean? For a child to be able to come to you and say, hey, daddy, I feel this type of way. Hey, mommy, I don't like this. You know what I mean? Right. You're giving that child that respect and that dialogue to be open with you. Right. You know what I mean? Now, when you rip the respect from the child off, you know what I mean? What is there left? You get what I'm saying? Sometimes that even comes up to the child being violent. There's numerous of different things that goes into not respecting your child. You know what I mean? We're getting, especially now, we're all getting older. Everybody gets older every day. You know what I mean? Just give that little respect. It's something small as giving your child that opportunity to tell you, hey, this is what I think. That's a small little respect that anybody can give to anybody. You know what I mean?
I think it's also like an honor. You should be honored that your child can say, hey, mom, I know what you said about that, but this is what I think. Like, give your child the freedom to think about something and to be able to articulate themselves about anything to you first before anyone else. Because what they can't say to you, best believe they're saying it outside and they're saying it to other people. So let it come to you first. Then you can say, correct them. Y'all can have like a normal back and forth conversation. I know it's not something that's normal in our culture, but let's start to make that a norm to say, hey child, I think so and so and so. What do you think? I'm bringing this to you because I want us to start doing this. What do you think about this idea? Some parents have this thing where my child doesn't wake up on time for school, blah, blah, blah. Let's find out why they're not waking up on time. Let's talk to them. Give them the same respect you want, because you want them to be respectful children. You have to first show them that respect that you want them to have. They're just not just gonna have it. They might put on, and some of them might just put on this front like they're this amazing, great, wonderful kid. Then when they go to school, they act the fool, and then you're like, what? My kid acting like that? No. Well, because you're not giving them that space to talk to you at home, so they're doing whatever out in the street. So take it as an honor.
Yeah, so definitely what you want to define what respect is. Respect is not saying, okay, I'm relinquishing my title as a parent and now we on the same level, we friends. No, it's understanding that you know more than you did yesterday and you're going to know more than you do tomorrow. You're going to know more than you did today.
Well, that concludes stop that nonsense on taboo topic. But before we actually conclude, I just want to give 2 words to our audience. One, that topic was not to give teenagers or young adults the leeway to disrespect adults by any means necessary.
Right.
Just because we're trying to give us a platform for us to be able to express ourselves doesn't give us the right to think that, oh, he said it, so we must be able to No, if your parents feel like you're disrespecting it and they discipline you, then they discipline you. But more so, or moreover, the reason why I brought up that topic, stop that nonsense, is because, one, we're such a great culture. You know what I mean? We're such great people. And to know better and to do better, well, no, I think I said it wrong. But in order for you to do better and to be better, you gotta know better.
Right.
So if we're not aware of what it is that we do need to change, you know what I mean? Then I guess
don't be hypocrites, guys.
Yeah, we'll just be us. But definitely, we need to stop all the bye-bye nonsense. But that's it for today's taboo topic. We'll be right back after this commercial break with Papito, because this should be a good one.
Hi everyone, my name is Joseph Anderson. The Liberian Radio and Television Network is here to uplift and highlight some of the biggest moments in the Liberian community. Whether you're celebrating your birthday, you're getting married, or even celebrating the life of your loved ones, the LRTN want to be there with you every step of the way. As the CEO of LRTN, I want to make sure we capture every special moment, keep you updated with current events, and bring the community together. We have everything you need. Remember, we are here, there, and everywhere.
Well, guys, let's find out where Papito is today, because I know he got something to say about our episode for today.
Yes, he does.
Papito, what's up?
Yeah, hello. How you doing?
How are you doing,
How you doing? We good up.
Oh, late in Liberia. I just sit down here, I relax my all the things that you're talking. We just watching my friend and so my entire sleeping now. Oh, you know, I told you I came my friend. I come to Liberia and they buried the man. After burying the man, then we got another guy again.
Oh, wow.
Somebody just died again. Yeah, so we just and not easy. Yeah, I listened to the program, and I was listening to the boy talking about Bill Tuari and Henry Costa.
I see.
I don't know what Bill Tuari taking on to go sue Henry Costa in America. I don't know how they can do it. So you think the people down there will even listen to the kids and so thing?
Oh yeah.
I don't know whether they will listen to it
Yeah, they will.
because
I mean, with that $20,000 will go there.
I can understand that one. Henry Costa can talk about everybody. Henry Costa that they say talk shows. The good people can be causing Donald Trump. I don't see them suing and all the things in there. So to go spend money and say you went sue Henry Costa, me are confused. I don't even know what going on. Henry Costa said the man came a friend. I know Yensua. I think a Kubo. He said the man came a friend. But and I people now, I asked my friend and they say, oh, that the news they hear too on the radio. So nobody even know where they're going on. Yeah. Then I listen to that guy talk about coming to America. People there, what they own now, they say they're making music, they're making movies, I mean. What kind of movie they're making? Coming to America, that movie we have seen a long time. Me and La Pro, they go here, they can't even watch anything else, so I ain't get down with that. It's not easy. Then I listen to the last thing you were talking about. Me, I'm tired. I'm going to go sleep. I listen to the last thing. That thing, what they talk about, what you were talking about, I agree with you. Some of the things. The way the people can discipline the children, Liberian people. In Liberia, yes, sir. The few times I came here, my neighbor here, I get so money, I see the man beating your daughter here. I ask him what did they get to. They can't tell me. People just sitting there looking and say, oh, did they get frisky? Why did they get frisky? They can't tell us nothing. We say, yeah. But I think they were talking, I think that's cool because my grandchildren in America, they can tell me what they can say, what they want to say to me. When I tell them something, they tell me, I just be sitting and looking, but you can't beat them. But you see, our own way, but certain things you can't say, certain things you can say. You can't just talk to your parent like that. Your parent is always respect them. He's always say certain things to them. So that all of one part, it's just hard to talk. Your American thing you're doing, the American, they do it different here. You know? So I mean, late night, after almost in the morning, yeah, so I can talk plenty. So I'll just say, you're doing cool, you know? I gotta go to sleep, yeah? So you're thank you for the show, yeah?
All right, so thank you for tuning in.
Can't wait to come back to America.
And bring me something. You always asking for us to bring me something back.
All right.
All right, Papito. Bring my bony fish.
Yeah, man. I bet it's pretty early over there. But
Yeah.
guys, this has been one of the greatest episodes. You know what I mean? We had many episodes. This is episode 8. We have 2 more episodes of this season. And then that will be it for How's My People season 1. But before we end our episode, you know how this is about to go down. Follow us on all social media platforms. That's Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. By now you should know the handles, or it should be popping up on the screen right now, like magic. And if you haven't yet, please visit LRTN, our website, at www.lrtn-sdf.org. Again, that's www.lrtn-sdf.org. I will be expecting you guys to make a very, very hefty donation to our nonprofit organization.
Yeah.
Henry P. Costa, wink, wink.
No, I'm talking about the people. Henry Costa can keep his 20,000.
Our plane.
Just double ours.
Double hours. You know, double our donations. You know what I mean? If y'all guys are able to donate to such a fund, we have a fund that needs to be donated to a very
Great cause.
But in all seriousness, guys, we do have a lot of different organizations we work with. We do a lot here. Listen, looking this good every single week. Listen, that's time, money, energy. You know what I mean?
You know what I
Giving
mean?
it to you. Give it back.
www.lrtn.sdf.org, and also please donate to our Cash App. Our Cash App should be on the screen as well. But that's it for How's My People. My name is Magaris Jackson.
It's your girl Fisha Shade.
Daryl Kennedy.
And we are signing out. But
And
remember,
we're here, we're there, we're everywhere.
They want me to go down. They can make it. They can make it. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. They can make it. Yeah, 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 yeah. They can make it. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. They can make it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They can make it. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. They can make it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They can make it. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. What for you shall see your face, yeah. So I'm not rushing up. I'm not stressing. No, no. You can love me. You can hate me. That Papa God will do the blessing when you take it from me. Oh, no, no. That God will suck it for you too. Me, I'm not fighting when you slap it for me. That God will slap it for you too. Yeah. Clip on money, go. I say, move from yeah. Cheche pole, move from yeah. Move from yeah. Sake pane, move from yeah.